Hello, I'm Shazza and welcome to my channel Hooked on Books. Today I'm going to be talking about this book, which is The Lonely Hearts Hotel by Heather O'Neill, and I buddy read this with Alma over at Alma Love Books, so I'll put her channel in the description box, so definitely go check her out. If you want to cry, this is a book that you should read. How an author manages to write about abuse, addiction, paedophilia, prostitution and crime in such a whimsical and light way, I don't know, but this is what this author does in this book. The tone is perfect. The author handles such bleak subjects in a way that's almost fanciful, yet she's not shying away from how hard-hitting these subjects are either. I actually really appreciated how crude and how dark this book could be. I mean, it's the kind of thing that not everyone would really enjoy, but yeah, it's crude and dark, but at the same time, it's not just drenched in misery. At no point did I feel manipulated into feeling sad. The plot, the theme, the characters, it was all just so successful that it tied together for me a really great novel. I gave this one 5 stars on Goodreads, and to give you a bit of context to that, so far this year I've given a total of 4 books, including this one, 5 stars, 2 of which were rereads, so if you take them out, it's only just this one and A General Theory of Oblivion that I've given 5 stars, and that just shows how highly I think of this. I really think that this is probably going to be in my favourite reads of 2018. So the plot itself follows the characters Rose and Piero, who grew up in an orphanage during the Great Depression in Montreal. And whilst at this orphanage, Piero goes through some sexual abuse that's carried out by one of the nuns that works there. And we see how this tarnishes his and Rose's life, and it shows just how impactful abuse can be, not only for the person that experiences it, but for the people around them as well. So it's quite a hard-hitting subject with regards to that. They end up falling into lives of addiction, crime and prostitution. So again, it really shows how that sort of difficult childhood of abuse has impacted them into their adulthood in such a negative way. But from the start, we're really rooting for them as characters. They're very likeable characters and we very much want them to be together, but throughout the novel they're so far apart. But we want them to be happy, we want them to be successful, and really for me this is one of those books that I just couldn't wait to read it. I couldn't wait to find a spare moment to kind of get back into these characters' lives. I loved them so much and I felt very attached to them, and I felt so enthralled with the story as well. A huge part of this book was looking at women and their place within the society at this time, and I really loved Rose as a character. She was fantastic. She really kind of had this strong female independent role within this novel, and there's so many quotable parts in relation to women in a man's world, some of which were, "My jam is so good, I'd be a millionaire if I were a man." What are we as women, other than barnacles that attach themselves to higher life forms in some pathetic attempt to clean up messes, tidy up what men have left behind, make the world a lovelier, better place for men? I would like to play a part in which I don't have a superior. Because clowns are supposed to be funny. Clowns are supposed to be allowed to fart all the time. They're supposed to be honest. They get to expose their flaws. They get to confess all sorts of funny emotions. Men are happy doing this, but women are not. It wouldn't be funny if women did this, just ugly. She bit into a cake and had icing all over her mouth. She lit up a cigar. They had never seen a lady do such things. Childhood is obviously another really important theme throughout this novel as well. The only people who had any actual grasp of morality were the under 8 demographic. They hadn't created all sorts of loopholes in their understanding of it. Children are born with their eyes as large as those of adults. Children keep theirs wide open. And children know, without a doubt, that there is a difference between right and wrong. I just really loved that part because I just think that it's so unbelievably accurate. So like I said, the abuse that occurred in the childhood really does follow them throughout their adulthood, to the point where they both end up addicted to drugs, but they fight this addiction together. At one point though, Piero is really struggling with withdrawal symptoms and he's about to give in and he wants to leave the apartment and basically go get high, but Rose ends up fighting him to the ground, and they end up holding each other, crying, and the aftermath of this fight is illustrated beautifully. On the floor, the broken plates look like the surface of a frozen pond a child had fallen through. This is literally their entire lives in one sentence. This sentence actually breaks my heart because it's like their childhood was lost, it was taken away from them, and as adults they are broken. And I just thought that sentence was incredible, and it really broke my heart into a million pieces, like this book in general. So overall, I really found this to be a very successful book. I was just so enthralled in the story. I absolutely loved the characters throughout this, and both Rose, Pierrot and the other characters that appear throughout it as well. I thought the writing was incredible. I just thought that it was just perfect in tone. It's been compared to The Night Circus, which whenever I tell you what it's about, it's kind of hard to imagine. I don't think that I would have been able to imagine what this book would have been like if someone described it to me. It's really one that is worth experiencing, and I do really recommend it if it does sound like your kind of thing. I'm going to end on my favourite quote that is in this book. I do like reading quotes. I don't know if people kind of like that or don't like that, but I feel like it really helps to kind of convey what the book is actually like and what the writing style is like. So I'm going to finish on the favourite part that I like. So, all children are really orphans. At heart, a child has nothing to do with its parents, its background, its last name, its gender, its family trade. It is a brand new person, and it is born with the only legacy that all individuals inherit when they open their eyes in this world: the inalienable right to be free. So yeah, I really love that quote. Overall, absolutely loved this, and the buddy reading aspect of this was also really enjoyable. It just added this whole extra layer of experience whilst I was reading this. So thank you, Alma, because I did really enjoy chatting to you about it. It also really just helped me to stay focused, because I was having a pretty busy week. You know, I was working a lot, I was doing some author events and just had general life stuff going on. But I was itching to read it because I loved it as a book, and I was itching to talk to Alma about it because I was just enjoying discussing it with her. So yes, thank you again, Alma. And yeah, great book. Go read it. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye.